Elidji Cisse, he was a high school wrestler. I asked his coach what he needs to do to get better. His coach said gain weight, which is funny. Pretty big guy, 5'8", 160 is the weigh, and this is a catchweight bout, 160 pounds. He is making his MMA debut. Amateur fighters Nicole Houston, Reggie Williams, Brandon Smithson, Scott Ingram, all trained at Method Boxing and MMA in Stafford, Virginia. He is an active duty United States Marine. He works with artillery. So fair to say big guns are not a concern of his. Born in Senegal, and now he is a United States Marine.
Working with artillery, I mean, not for nothing, that sounds like the American dream to me. He's a 60% favorite to win this fight.
He said the M177, if you're that big a nerd, you know what that is. And I am. Just showed the fan predictions. 60% are for Elidji Cisse. Sometimes you wonder if that's just because he has more friends who got online.
Yeah, you know, predictions are tough in amateur MMA because there's not a whole lot to go off of usually.
Charles, predictions are tough in pro MMA.
And you got a lot of data, right?
I only go by the odds.
But
I mean, you go back to BJ Penn and Jens Pulver.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Younes Abisourour.
Kaizen, we say it every time they walk out, the murderer's row that he trains with every day. And there's the Moroccan flag draped around the Moroccan mauler.
I love a good alliteration.
Fight.
I love some alliteration. Another Kaizen MMA guy, and you know, we've talked about him. They've continuously dominated the amateur MMA circuit, and they know how to prepare their guys. And he timed his walkout perfectly, by the way. I mean, the music with the drop as he runs out.
Yeah.
You know,
and a bunch of killers from Kaizen MMA in his entourage.
Yeah, I mean, and that builds confidence. You know, you got black belt Josh Aguero, you got Samir Fareed, who's a professional fighter, probably one of the fastest people I've ever seen train. I mean, you have some real high talented guys backing you up, and you know, it just gives you this confidence of, yeah, I'm going in there by myself, but I've had such preparation from so many people who've done it before. I might have more experience than you know about.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Like my easiest day at the gym, or my hardest day at the gym, is easier than my worst fight.
Yeah.
What do they say? The more you bleed in practice, the less you sweat, the less you. What am I trying to say?
You know,
the more you sweat in practice.
Right, the less
you bleed when it matters.
When it matters, yes. Excellent.
I knew I'd get around to it. I'm my befuddled old man brain. I figured it out.
We worked through it.
Thank you for being there for me.
Yeah, you know, and it's so true at a gym like Kaizen when you just, you know, the sparring rounds, the guys there, and like I said, I've trained with them. They're high quality athletes and they're excellent martial artists, and you know, the leadership there is just great. So I'm always excited to see a Kaizen guy make his debut.
Two good guys. Elidji made sure to be looking at his coach instead of his opponent when he made his way around this circle. Two excellent pairs of fight shorts on these fighters too, I must say.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds at the Catchweight of 160 pounds. Starting out, fighting out of the ring corner, standing 5'8", weighing in at 160 pounds of fighting out of Method Boxing. It's Elidji
Elidji Cisse, 5'8", 160 pounds.
And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5'8" and weighing in at 160 pounds, fighting out of Kaizen MMA, it's Younes Abisourour!
Younes Abisourour, 5'8", 160 pounds as well, fighting out of Kaizen MMA.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds at the Catchweight of 160 pounds. Your referee is Michael Bowman.
Charles, if you're coaching these fighters, do you want to see them at 55? Could they make 45? What do you think?
Well, you know, actually, I'll tell you what. I like small weight cuts in the amateur divisions. You know, I think it's good to go easy on the body. You're not getting as dehydrated. You know, it's a dangerous thing. And a lot of these guys, when you're fighting amateur, it's not your career, so you can't just only fight, right? You have to do something else. So you don't have the ability to just, you know, put yourself in a position of heavy dehydration. You know. But what's interesting here is there's good jabs from Elidji. He's staying nice and calm. He's a little bit low. But good head movement from Younes. Good head movement from Younes. So really interesting, you know, good lead punches from Elidji, but good head movement from Younes. But he's got to be careful not to dip too much, which would expose the head for a kick.
Little chin music.
Good leg kick from Younes. Getting comfortable, starting to relax.
Ooh, nice quick feint and a takedown.
Big takedown.
By Elidji Cisse.
And now let's see if Younes can work his way up. You know, he's got a bigger guy on him. There's no doubt there's a size difference here. Elidji's a bit bigger. They might be the same height. They might be the same weight. But it looks like right now there's just a little bit too much pressure. Hit him in the back of the head.
For back of the head.
Younes is working his way up. I'll tell you what, that was a high-level move from Michael Doman. He actually stopped that last punch from hitting in the head.
That was amazing.
Which was great.
Nice trip, beautiful trip by Cisse.
Good pressure. Let's see if Younes can work his way up. Cisse really drove him across the mat there.
Yeah, great quickness and athleticism so far.
Younes is in a good spot though. If Younes can actually move his body across, now he's in on a single. Now look for the lift. Carrying him over.
Cisse goes for a ride.
Big slam and staying calm in side control. Excellent takedown from Younes.
Folks, I don't know if you can hear it, but the Kaizen MMA contingent is losing their minds.
They bring a crowd. They certainly bring a crowd. Shoulder strikes.
Shoulder strikes.
Don't see that very
from
often.
Abisourour.
Yeah, but you know what? Those are pretty uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh.
They are not good. I mean, they hurt.
All this weight pushing down, absolutely.
Looks like Younes might have a cut under his right eye.
Yeah.
He does, but he's also doing a great job here in side control. Good pressure. I mean, he's kept Elidji flat on his back this entire since that transition happened. And I got to be honest with you, Elidji's really not doing anything to improve his position.
No,
he's blocking
sort of
the knee.
riding it out.
Yeah, he's kind of riding it out, right? He's blocking the knee from taking him out, but other than that,
oh, nice knee right
position.
before the bell.
Oh, no, it's not a cut under his eye. It's a little mouse. I'll tell you what, this crowd is absolutely electric. All you guys at home watching on GoSports.com, if you get the chance, you're in the Northern Virginia area, you have got to come check one of these fights out live. There is no way that I can describe it in a way that's going to make you understand how crazy it gets in here. When
that was that beautiful takedown.
That's what I was about to say. When you get a takedown like that on the replay right there,
the crowd was going pretty wild.
Yep.
Now, what's interesting is Younes found himself in a tough spot. His arm was tied behind his head, and he had a very big, very game Elidji on top of him hitting him. And, you know, I don't want to say it like that was good that it happened, but these are the type of tests that you know, show you what fighting is about. And how you react to those, that tells you what type of fighter you are. You know, so there's a lot of knowledge getting exchanged here. You get put in tough situations, and you fight through them. And you know, I don't know if anybody noticed, but when Younes went back to the corner, he had a smile on his face. He's feeling pretty good, and I think, you know, rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Yep. Hey, amateur fights are a classroom.
Amateur fights are certainly a classroom. Excellent.
I like to ask fighters, if they lose, I say, who's your favorite fighter? And they tell me. I say, what's his amateur record? They go, I don't know. Exactly.
Yeah.
that one snuck in there.
A couple of spin kicks. That one got into his body. Some of them were a little too close.
You know, one thing, though, that I'll tell you about Younes is that he's got that karate background, so kicks are a lot more common to him.
Yeah.
You know, he's a little bit more comfortable seeing stuff like that, the spinning kicks, the things of that nature.
That was sneaky, too. That was a sneaky roundhouse he threw, sort of a low-high roundhouse.
And now, as if roles are reversed, he scored the takedown as Younes went to throw that lead leg kick. So, you know, an ongoing theme of the night, but this time Younes is able to get into the dominant position. Again, that first round, we saw Elidji accept side control. He accepted that position, and he didn't really do much to get off. He didn't try to explode. He wasn't shrimping. You know, he's got to be more active if he's going to be on the bottom.
Trying to pound on that cauliflower ear a little bit.
Yeah, he's eating some shots from the top. He's got that that arm trapped under there. He can't do a whole lot of defense.
Yeah, it's good wrist control out of Cisse right now.
Very good. What Younes can actually do, though, is he can actually get his head on the other side and push Elidji's face the opposite direction with his forehead, you know, kind of using that head pressure to dictate the rest of the spine. But now that he's past half guard, Elidji's got to be careful because even though he's holding that arm, it's only a matter of time before Younes is able to get that leg out and clear into side control or eventually mount.
Here comes some of his. Boy, these GoSports.com camera angles, some of the moves.
They know what they're doing, man. I can really appreciate as a commentator and as a fan, they capture what I want to see. Like, this is exactly the angle I want to work off of, right? You see Younes is taking his left leg, starting to slowly slide it up. He's got his left arm deep on that underhook, and he's holding Elidji down flat and dictating where the fight takes place here. And his other foot now, he lost the position, but he's right back on top, and he's about to try to clear his way into side control.
And look at Cisse still holding on to that other hand. Oh, there it's loose.
I mean, he held on to that for a long time.
It sure did.
2 minutes.
Looking to pass here into full mount.
He's got to get his own hip a little bit down, and that's going to actually create the space he needs to get that knee to the ground, which at that point, the only thing that Elidji's holding on to is the foot, like right there. Now you see it. So the foot is trapped in between Elidji's legs, but that's really not enough to stop him from posturing up, which he just did right there.
But Charles, did you see before here, because now Cisse all of a sudden is a bit active, did you see Cisse being a little bit passive on the bottom?
Yes.
Just sort of waiting for...
Well, maybe he had us fooled, right? What you're going to say is, you know, he waited till Younes postured up, and as soon as he lost his balance and lost that pressure down that makes it so hard to move, Elidji exploded upward and was able to get out of that position. But Younes was able to recover, and again, you know, you can't accept these spots. You know, you're losing the fight here.
As the body blows rain down, the chant of Younes fills the Silveriga group.
Kaizen MMA always brings a loud crowd.
There are a couple of gyms in the region that are known for that. Yeah. Kaizen is certainly one of them.
You know, and his crowd's got him pumped up, and he's looking at his crowd a little bit, and I can hear Najim Wali looking right in his ear saying, calm down, and stay focused. You know, the fight's going well. He's doing a lot. He's still got one more round, you know. It's so hard not to feel great, though. You know, you feel alive. You get hit, you fight your way out of a bad position, and then you start to dominate what takes place. You know, the first round, maybe that went either way, but towards the end of it, it was certainly Younes' round, and the second round was all Younes. So,
absolutely.
You know, how is he going to come out here? How is he going to put the pressure on? And is he going to stay focused and not get too excited? You know, don't get too excited with the success.
That round looked like it took a lot out of Elidji. He is, it's a little gassed.
Take me inside that corner. What is his corner telling Elidji Cisse right now?
You know, hey, look, man, let your hands go, control your legs, don't put your hips too far forward. You know, you have a reach, you probably have a bit of a strength advantage, but when you overcommit, you're getting taken down, and when you lead with your legs, you're getting taken down. As soon as it happens, explode off. If your back touches the mat, it should be used as a rebound to get back to your feet, not as a place to take that position. Don't accept a bad position.
Here we go, back underway. Speaking of excited, a couple of high kicks. Younes.
Not a bad jab from Elidji.
Oh, that was a nice body kick.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, Younes is leaving that body wide open. He's doing a good job of protecting the chin, but when he comes through, his body is wide open.
Yeah, you know.
And just as I say that, he even drops his hands lower. So.
You know, he's actually doing a really good job of, you know, it goes against what I believe, but he's leading with these leg kicks, but he's changing his direction as he throws them. It's really, you know, it's really impressive to do that level of movement.
Oh, good inside leg kick.
Beautiful inside leg kick.
Oh.
Fan predictions were way ahead for Elidji Modou Cisse,
just
working for top position.
Just looking at Elidji, you would think that there's not a fight he could lose. That guy is built like a G.I. Joe, man.
He's built like an action figure, absolutely.
Yeah. Good armbar attempt from Elidji. He's got the leg. Now, it's deep, but it might not be deep enough.
Oh.
Now, if he's able to roll over, he wasn't quite able to get the leg. The cage actually stopped him. Younes can either go for the triangle, which he wants to do, or I want to suggest you just push off and get out of there. use this to create space. And the armbar again now, this time it's a little bit different. And,
Great
you know,
defense.
going back to what you guys were literally just saying, very, very strong, very, very explosive from Elidji Modou, which was able to get him out of that position. That second armbar was very, very tight.
And now this is a dangerous position here for Younes. He's only got a minute left, and he's working off his back. In a seesaw battle like this, you don't want to be on your back too long.
This is not how you want to finish the fight. I mean, you got to move. You know, he regained half, and he got the leg up. You know,
So busy from his back.
very
There we
busy,
go.
very busy. And you know, he was able to take
Beautiful
advantage
job,
of that. Good jab from both fighters. You just got to push forward. Good uppercut. Big counter left landed though from Elijah. Younes really needs to do something if he wants to win this fight. And if you're Elijah, you need something emphatic because this round could be the round that decides which way it goes.
30 seconds.
And I think it is. I think this is the deciding round here. Younes needs to separate and start throwing. He doesn't want that.
He went for the drag, and Elijah was actually just able to outmuscle him a little bit there. Now he's landing some big shots.
Ooh,
That is not
what
how
a
he wanted to
beautiful
end the round.
flurry.
A strong finish from Elijah.
Give the judges something to think about at least.
That's going to be a tough one to score.
Yeah, look, you know, the first round was tight. It could go either way. The second round was all Younes, but really see, you know, we'll see what happens here as they, I keep saying we'll see, but you don't know. I mean, it's these fights are so close. They're so hard to judge. It's tough to call.
We're seeing, looking at a little replay here. That was a nifty takedown by Cisse. That was
Beautiful.
well executed. And some big shots. But this is where the fight turned for me.
Yeah, you know, Elijah had kind of established some dominance on the ground, but Younes worked his way up. He got deep in that single leg, got the lift, and got the takedown. And, you know, props off to him. It was very impressive.
There are just, when you watch that kick and the front kick from Younes' arsenal, they just, you know they came from the karate from when he was 4 years old.
Yeah, really good movement from both fighters. But those kicks, I mean, they're so hard to read.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
you know, looks like Chris is getting ready to read the decision here. Asking for some clarification as we go through these replays. And this is where Younes really had his moment. But and you know, that's something as he continues to fight, he'll adapt to that and he'll move through it.
Absolutely. Both these fighters, I think it's fair to say, both these fighters learned a ton tonight. And gosh, it is so good to see this sport evolve literally before our eyes. Another one of those interesting karate kicks. And of Younes, a takedown that he looked like he changed his mind about as much as Cisse defended. And let's go back into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard for a decision. All 3 judges scored about 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the right corner, Elidji Modou.
Very close fight. You know, you got to think that the ending there for Elijah is what determined how that fight went.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, but I mean, very entertaining fight.
Yeah, it was very close, very back and forth, an even matchup. And you know, for both guys to make their debut against one another, they learned a lot about themselves and about how they'll continue this sport going forward.
I was saying the same thing. It's so we're watching the sport evolve before our eyes. Was it that last those last big blows out of Elijah.
Yeah,
I think that may have the counter and then the big right hands dropping down from way up in the air.
Exactly, Jay. You know, Elijah really put it on there at the end, and I think that was what dictated the overall outcome of the fight. But a lot of support from Younes, from his fans.
And rightfully so. That was a hell of a fight.
Great fight. Both guys put on a show, and we're happy to see it.